Make sure everything's working. This is the first time we've used this, y'all, so we just trying to make sure everything's good.
Hey, y'all. Hope everyone is doing well.
Awesome. Everything's looking good.
If you guys can share this stream, that would be great. We want to give you guys a couple of minutes to share. We don't want to be talking to ourselves. So share. If you look, you will see that we're going to be speaking about our ChangeMakers court tracking. ChangeMakers court tracking. If you guys want to get an update on the court hearings that happened this week, tune in. That's what we're going to be talking about. Ouch, just pinched my. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube.
If y'all can see us and hear us, put something in the chat. Say hello.
I'm going to share on my page.
How's everybody doing today? What y'all been up to? Uh-oh.
All right, I am sharing to my personal page right now. Share it to your personal page as well while we wait. A ChangeMakers court tracking update. Kaylee, what's up?
Hey.
Good to see you. Share, guys. It's been a while since we've been live. Did you guys miss us? I know you did. We missed you too. We missed you guys too.
All right. What do you guys think of this new streaming? Do you guys think it looks a little better? You guys like it?
I'm just sharing, guys. I hope you're doing the same.
If you guys want, send us some stars. We got a stars goal. We're trying to get that goal. So if you guys want to send us a few stars, that would be great. You ready to dig into some of this stuff?
Yes, in a few seconds. Okay. I think I'm ready. All right. All right. So this was a Long time coming. The court dates that we had this week. I think we've been waiting probably for 2 months to kind of, get things going with these court cases.
Seems like a long
Um,
time.
mhm. And so, ChangeMakers court tracking, just a little bit about the idea behind this. This program allows us as a community members and advocates to organize um, together to observe court proceedings in a systematic way and to record and make public the results of these observations. A court tracking programs can enhance a community's response to inequities in the criminal justice system. Monitoring and documentation can be an important part of judicial reform, media relations, and community education campaigns. So, court tracking is extremely important, especially when your city has a history of inequities in the judicial process. When your county has a lack of diversity on the bench, when your city has several hate crimes that have not been deemed hate crimes, or when your city, I mean, it's a lot of things I can go on. When your county has a history of giving plea deals in cases that should not, have been given plea deals, and so there's a lot. We have a history here, and so we wanted to start this court tracking program so that we can start to pay attention to and spread awareness about the things that we can do in order to start to be a part of the reform process of these systems. So that's what we've done. We had 2 court cases this week, and we posted about those on our page. And so I'll give it to Alicia to speak about the first court case.
All right, so we'll talk about Terra rolling first. That was the first court date of the week. Her first court date was originally on July 30th of this year, and that's where she pleaded not guilty. So that was her very first court date after the video was exposed and she was charged. We attended court this week on the 22nd, Wednesday, where they scheduled jury trial dates. Those jury trial dates are scheduled for March 29th, 30th, and 31st of next year. And she'll have a pretrial conference on the 25th of February of next year. The pretrial conference will be just so they can get everything wrapped up. Is there any other things that they need to file? Anything they need to add before they go to court? So not much really to add right now. This was just kind of accepting the court dates, and nothing was really said in court. So between now and her pretrial conference, well, actually between now and probably her jury trial date, the first date, is the window where the prosecutor usually gives out a plea and says, "Hey, if you plead guilty to this charge, we'll drop this one, or and we'll give you 6 years, or whatever she decides." So between now and March, that can come. Right now, we're asking that the prosecutor does not give her a plea deal. I don't think she should be given the opportunity to plea out or have any of her charges dropped. So pretty much that's what's going on with Terra rolling. Not much new information. We just have to keep
Well,
following.
I want to insert something right there. Alicia, you said something really important. My video is on a delay. Okay. Your mouth is still moving on my video, but I can't hear you. Okay. So I wanted to insert something you just said. What was the thing? Okay. So you said terror rolling, and Oh, the window right now from now to March where they will offer plea deals. So we, like Alicia said, we are asking that there not be a plea deal offered to her, but also at this time, and just as an organizer, because we want our community to start to think as organizers and as activists, because that's what we all should be. At this time will be the time where we should be thinking of and put out a list of demands. We demand that we know what her charges are. They're listed on our page. So we should, as a community, say that this is what we demand she be charged with, that we don't want her to be offered a plea deal, that we want her to get, to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And so this is the time where we get that list of demands together as a community, as one voice, and we put that out there. And so when we get used to these processes, so Alicia and I, with the court tracking, we knew where to park. It's important that but let everybody know where to park, because that's an issue sometimes. It's important to know that you can't bring anything into the courtroom. I was walking in with a whole purse and a cell phone, and Alicia said, no, 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 no. You can't bring any of that in there. So that's another thing. We encourage everyone to come out, because the thing is that the judges and the attorneys, they need to get used to seeing our faces in those rooms. And when they know that they are being watched, then they will be more careful with what they do, right? So, Alicia was like, no, I took everything back to the car, did what I had to do, and came on in. And we need to let people know what you look for when you get in there. And we'll get more to that, what you'll see when you get in there. It was something that happened with the court date today. Which Alicia will talk about. But yeah, we want to make sure that everybody is prepared for the court tracking, having a notepad, having something to write with, because you won't have your cell phone like I'm used to being able to take notes on my cell phone. You can't do that. So you have to bring your notepad and a pen and things of that nature. And so this program will make sure that everybody is ready for it, prepared to come in and actually document what they see, and then we'll get together and analyze those things later after the court date. So that was Terra rolling. Hashtag Karen with the knife. Hashtag arrest Terra rolling. That was her case, and we have some other things that we saw that day, but we won't speak about that right now.
One thing I
So
want to mention, you can see at the bottom of the screen, I put that court is open to the public, y'all. It is open to the public if you would like to attend. We will make sure to have these dates up on our page for you guys to see. There's also a website you can go to, and we have posted that before. It is called My Case Indiana. That is where you can look up this information for yourself. But we will also have it on the page. So it is open to the public. So you can come down there and check it out anytime.
Yep. And so now we'll go to our case today, which was the hearing for Joseph Bossard, who murdered. And what day was that? Don't get me on no time, no date, no names now. But murdered, I believe it was in February of this year. Two
Yeah.
two young men, um, and injured another, and they were three black men at a gas station. And so we're still praying for Jalen Rice, and we're praying for the families of, and rest in power to the young men, Joshua Cooper and Anderson Reddick. So we want to make sure we continue to pray for those families and support those families, and also let it be known that these are things that will not be tolerated in our community. So that was the court date we were at today. And Alicia, you want to tell them the information and then what happened?
So I went to court this morning. I want to note that his first court date was in February 25th, 2021. He pleaded not guilty. We attended court this morning at 8:30. upon arriving at the Allen County Courthouse this morning for Bossard's pretrial conference, directions from a digital board led us to courtroom 1. After sitting in courtroom 1 for 15 minutes, we were informed by Judge Fran Gall that there had been an error on that digital board and that Bossard's and a few other cases would actually have hearings in courtroom 2. Okay? So an error had been made, but there was no further explanation. Meanwhile, upon arriving in courtroom 2, we saw Joseph Bossard being escorted out by the Allen County Sheriff because his hearing had already taken place. Due to this mistake, we were not able to view the hearing live, but was able to retrieve updates on my case, but we were unable to actually be in the room for the hearing. And for this, it felt like that was something that they did intentionally. We've been down there for court dates, and you know how this happened on this day, specifically this person, and you know, I know there were people down there for support for the families, and I feel like that was intentional, that they did that to us, so that we were unable to be in the courtroom. I don't know who's in charge of that, but it seemed very suspect for this to happen for his court hearing. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like Alicia said, on this day, with such a big case, such an important case for our community, for there to be a mistake and an error on the digital board that led the family and the supporters to the wrong courtroom for 15 to 20 minutes, and for the family and for the community who came out, took their time to come out, for them to miss that hearing is huge. For there not to be an apology because the mistake was made and everybody missed it, missed the hearing. There should have been a public apology, at least an apology in the courtroom for that family missing that court date. Now, I want to say this. In cases like that, what do you do? You know, we never know from day to day what we're going to face when going to these court hearings, because they don't want us there. They want to be able to do things in our absence, right? Because usually people are not bold enough to do some of the things that they do in your face. So in that situation where, you know, there was a mistake made and the family and the supporters missed the hearing, that means that your only option at that point is to wait longer until they post it online. But is that fair? Right? Is it fair?
yeah,
Who made the error? Right? Who made the error? Can we know that?
it seemed
You know?
it's to me it seemed intentional. I mean, you know, a lot of times when we have these cases, you know, you've seen, you know, people get mad in the courtroom, and we've seen what happens, you know, when people lose loved ones so abruptly, you know, what can happen down there. And so I think that was an intentional mistake that they made. Um, and you know, the crazy thing is, in the courtroom, you know, they have an area where they put the people who are, you know, in court from jail in the orange jumpsuits. And in that first courtroom, before we knew about this mistake, there was actually a gentleman who looked, you know, everyone's masked. This gentleman looked identical to Joseph Bossard. If they stood next to each other, you know, not knowing really who he is, you wouldn't know which one is him. So, you know, it seems more than coincidental. But you know, we have to keep pushing. I mean, they're probably gonna try to railroad it, or, you know, who knows what else, you know, what else they have up their sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was intentional. You can think what you want, you know. but it was definitely suspect.
And I will say this for, because these things are not going to end today. For any families who are watching and these things happen in the courtroom for your family, you do have the right to ask to speak to the judge. Even if it's the next day or whenever, schedule an appointment. I would like to speak to the judge to hear about, what happened. And we want to make sure that that doesn't happen again. We see how people who are upset act in school board meetings. This is way more important than a school board meeting, but school board meetings, and they're getting up, yelling and cussing and losing their minds.
Yeah.
But we have to be well behaved in the courtroom. And so I think for me, in a case like this, as a community organizer, I would have demanded to speak to the judge, because there should have at least been an apology as well as a review of what happened during the hearing, since everybody did take their time to come out there. And so you do have the right to, I mean, we're not trying to go and do flips in the front of the courtroom, but we do have the right to ask to speak to the judge about what you can report what happened. You can report what happened.
So today for Joseph Bossard, it was just a pretrial conference. Like I said before, this is just where they want to make sure they have everything turned in for going to trial. Any motions that need filed, whatever. And so that's what today was. It was a pretrial conference. His actual dates for the jury trial, it will be on October 26th, 27th, and 28th. At 8:30 a.m. and it will be in the same, felony court. So October 26th, 27th, and 28th at 8:30 a.m. Like Delana said, when you when you go up into the felony court, which is right across from the Happy Gnome, the big building, when you go inside there, you can't take anything with you, but you go up to the third floor. The third floor is where all the courtrooms are. Third floor, when you first go up the stairs, right to your right will be a digital board where you can look at all the names and find out what courtroom and what the judge's name is. And that's where you find out courtrooms 1 and 2 will be to your left, 3 and 4 will be to your right. And so that is how you get the information if you guys want to go down there. Like we said, court is open to the public. We would love to have some supporters follow along with us and hold them accountable along the way for every action that's taken.
Mm-hmm. Any court dates that we post, you all are encouraged to come out. You're welcome and you're encouraged to come out and meet us. You can meet us, right at, about 5 minutes before, the time of that court date, right in front of the courthouse if you would like. And that's totally fine. Come out and support, come out and let them know that we are watching, that we are paying attention, and that we care. And that's really important. So if anybody needs any additional information about ChangeMakers court tracking, you can inbox us on Facebook, and you can email us at changemakersfw@gmail.com.
Absolutely. And we'll be posting something here in a second with all the information that we just went through as well. So it'll be permanently on our page. You can always go to our page and type in Terra Rolling or type in Joseph Bossard in the search box, and all of those posts will come up for you to, look at later. So we'll definitely have something up for you guys. Yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Follow along with us. Join us in court. Bring your pencil. Bring your paper. We taking notes and names, and we holding people accountable. All right.
We demand accountability. All right, guys. Good to see. Let's look at the comments. Do we have any comments?
I'm pretty sure the trial got pushed to March. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for This who is this right here? I got it up. Make sure I got the right one before I go any further. Okay, yeah. Joseph Bossard. His is okay. So they changed the trial. Well, they haven't updated. They have not updated my case yet. So Stacey Davis, yeah, I don't know. I don't see
Stacy were
my
at
case yet,
Stacy
but
was Stacy in courtroom too?
yeah,
Were you
were you
able to
able to get
hear
in
it?
there and hear it?
It would be good to know. So on my case right
Unless she's
now,
talking about Terra Rolling. I don't know if she's talking about. Okay, she was able. Were you? Was this? This is for Joseph Bossard, right? Not Terra Rolling, because I know
that's today. Yeah,
Terra
today
Rolling's
is
got
Joseph
in March.
Bossard.
She could be talking about Terra Rolling because Terra Rolling's trial got
But
moved to.
today was Joseph Bossard though. She said she was at court today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm missing that part. Okay.
So
Well, it'd be nice if they could update my case. Um,
right. That's the unfortunate part is that, you know, many of the family and many of the supporters were not able to be in the correct courtroom. So that means that we have to wait until they update my case, you know. So March, we will wait for the exact date, court date in March. So we will definitely update you guys on, you know, that exact date of the next court date. But
and
I
I was
mean, it
wondering
just shows
about
that we
that.
have to be prepared for anything.
It looks like, and I wonder, I had saw a competency. I can't speak today.
Competency.
Competency evaluation was filed. It looks like last month, but before that, it looks like they had ordered it. It looks like maybe the state had their own doctor, and then his attorneys had their own doctor, because there's two separate doctors, and they ordered them
Hmm.
to examine the defendant and report to the court.
So
So,
Stacy said that there were two mental health evaluations done by the state. The
oh,
defense wants two more.
competency hearing is in January. Hmm.
So
Well,
does that mean does that mean that the results are not what they want and they want two more?
why would they need four competency? Yeah, I saw two separate doctors. They had a Dr. Lombard and a Dr. Mossbaum. Um, but why would they
Hmm.
need four? That's the kind of, I don't know if that's regular. Like, I don't know, four
It
separate
sounds
doctors.
sus. Do you guys know if that's, you know, is that normal to need four? Because there are many people, you know, on these murder trials and things, and they don't get any, not one, but four. Why is that sus or not?
The defense wants two more. So two were done by the state. So the defense is probably getting their own doctors to do their own separate evaluation. So the state
And I
wants two, the
mean,
defense wants two. I
and I mean,
guess.
I feel like having their own doctors. I mean, that's something that I would say that that's general. You know, I would want
Yeah.
to have our doctors as well. So, like, we just have to really pay attention. Hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
Exactly.
sense. That makes sense. I'm gonna get this up there real quick for you guys to see. Um, oops. Let me do this one here. Um,
Really? So Sherry said um, they have to do two. They have to do two by the state. He has had three comp hearings prior to determination. He's had three.
oh, okay. I think she's
Hmm.
talking about her friend's husband there,
Okay.
but
Um, I mean, that's why we just have to pay attention. They're going to fight. They're not going to go out without a fight. They're going to try to confuse people, right?
yeah.
So that they can try to get some things through. That's why it's for us to actually speak about it and then put the information out for the public to know. the general public, the community needs to know what's going on in the courtroom.
We thank you guys for letting us know all this information.
Yes.
Because
We're
might be
documenting
not
everything.
accurate right now, and that's great. So any information you guys have, or any like background information on how this process is going to go, you know, we're following along. We're
Let us
learning.
know, please.
You know,
My case probably won't be updated until Monday. Judges said clerk usually takes a day to update the system. Okay.
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 Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the messages from Stacy and from Sherry, and it looks like, you know, we're gonna be in this for the long haul.
Yeah.
And it's gonna really take for all of us sticking together and paying attention. And we, like Alicia said, we really appreciate you guys being attentive and making sure that you're knowledgeable about these things, sharing the knowledge with the public. And that, I mean, it's so this tracking is so important for all of us. And we're hoping that, you know, on the next time we have one of these lives for court tracking, that we need to have 50, 100 people on here, like what's going on. If you're at work during these hearings and you can't make it, jump on and find out exactly what's going on, because guess what, if there's something that's unsavory going on, we need to be thinking about how we're going to respond as a community, not as 2, 3, 4, 5 people, but as 100, 200, 300 standing strong. They took our boys, and that means it could happen again if we let them get away with it. So how do we respond to these things? Do we just go to work like it's a normal day? No. I mean, many people I would want to go in there just to look you in your eyes, to see your face, you know? And so I think that we need to make sure that we keep that energy, the energy that we had at the beginning of this year when we first heard about this. Like, I don't want to go into the specifics of what happened again, but it's gruesome just thinking about it. Anderson's child was born recently. So pray for the mother of his child. He has an infant. So keep the energy up, guys. Use the anger and the frustration and be productive with it. And that's what this program is for. We're putting all of that frustration and the hurt and the pain into something tangible. This is something that we can do to put pressure on the system, that is handing out plea deals, right? That is not prosecuting these white guys to the fullest extent of the law, or these white women to the fullest extent of the law, but they'll throw everybody else away.
Yeah.
Yes, it was horrific. Sherry said it was horrific. I hope people don't forget how bad it was.
Yeah.
Exactly. Never
You,
forget.
you never think something like that is going to happen. You know,
Mhm.
I knew it was kind of bubbling. I felt it. You could feel the tension, in the city, especially after, the summer and everything and the protests and whatnot. So you kind of could feel that it was all coming up. Um, so it's really sad. It's really sad that this is something that we have to actually fight and involve ourselves in. There's so many different ways that we have to fight the system right now. It's like redistricting. We have, these court cases. We have, continued systemic racism within our city, and all the different programs and levels of government. So, it's a lot, and we're going to continue fighting, and we'll definitely, so we're going to be rolling out some stuff here soon. So make sure you guys pay attention. We'll have a lot going on. and we have a lot going on behind the scenes as well. So we are always working. We are always strategizing, planning. So
Planning great things for the community. You guys are going to be involved. So stay ready. Some really great things going on. We're continuing to be disrupting systemic racism. So believe that, just know that we're planning even more when we're quiet. That means we're just concentrating, right? So, we love and appreciate all of you guys. Keep being disruptive, keep being vocal, keep speaking. Um, and keep standing up for justice and accountability. And we will get the change that we seek. We have, and we will continue to. All right, everybody. Keep up with court tracking, and we will post. We will make a post right after this video so that you guys can have it and read it again, and also share this live and hashtag convict Terra Rolling, hashtag convict Joseph Bossard, and also hashtag Fort Wayne 3, hashtag Justice for 3. Those four hashtags, make sure we keep those in rotation. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
all right, y'all.
Peace.